Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing the Dollar Tree $5 meal challenge, but I did it for 5 meals worth. So here's just kind of an overview of everything that I got. I didn't do a shop with me because I'm still not at the stage where I'm taking my camera indoors anywhere, but let's go ahead and see what we create. So I did a combination of sometimes it was lunch, sometimes it was dinner. A meal is a meal. We eat multiple times a day. So this first one, the kids really wanted pizza. And instead of just pulling a frozen pizza out the freezer, we're going to go ahead and make the one that we got from Dollar Tree. So they have these crusts. They're on the aisle. I actually really like the crust. I think that it was good. I like thin crust. I don't typically, buy the stuff to make pizzas at the regular grocery store, so I can't compare as far as price-wise how much crust normally costs, but this one was $1. It's a decent size crust, and I think it only needed to cook for like 10 minutes or so, 10 or 12 minutes, and so that was nice. Here we have some pizza sauce. You guys, this pizza sauce, I was actually pretty impressed by this. I don't know this brand. It was at the Dollar Tree for $1. And you'll see here we use barely maybe a third of it. And it had good flavor. It was a little chunky and it tasted nice. And so yeah, I don't have any complaints there with the pizza sauce. Here we got some pepperonis. Hormel, I think that's like a normal brand. And for $1, you get a little bit. I'm sure if you buy it at the local grocery store in a pack, it would come out being cheaper for the amount you get, which is going to be the case in a lot of these things, you guys. If you can buy in bulk, and then it's going to break down to end up being cheaper. We're not saying the Dollar Tree is the most cost effective, because I definitely don't think that it is. I think that you can definitely get some of these items a lot cheaper at grocery stores, but it is possible, and they do have some decent quality things. Now, some things, not so much. Like this cheese from the Dollar Tree, you guys, not very good at all. It doesn't melt. It's obviously a very fake processed type of cheese. But yeah, so the cheese is the only thing definitely I would not recommend getting at Dollar Tree. But the crust, I liked it. The sauce was actually good and came with plenty in the jar. And the pepperonis were pepperonis. So yeah, this was a success. The kids enjoyed it. And we did add some fresh basil leaves from our garden on top. Obviously, that is 100% optional. Season it how you like. But this meal was a successful lunch for the kids. So I had forgotten, the ingredients for the pizza was only $4, so I went ahead and grabbed this package of mozzarella sticks. Now, I think it only came with like 7 in the box, so once again, maybe one of those things that are not very cost effective. I mean, for one person, for $1, 7 cheese sticks is a good little snack, appetizer, maybe even a meal. I'm not sure how, people want to eat, but for a family, it was just something to throw on the side, and they were decent. I popped them in the air fryer and we were good to go. And here you can definitely see how that cheese did not really melt. It like fake melted. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but you can still clearly see all the little shreds. It didn't melt very well. I just don't recommend the cheese, you guys. But like I said, the kids ate it for lunch. It wasn't too bad. Actually, all of us ate it. I ate a slice. My husband ate a slice, so it wasn't horrible. All right, so here we're on to our next meal. And this day, I think it was also a lunch, primarily for the kids. I end up eating this as well. So I got these little sausages. They were by the hot dogs. So I was kind of thinking, okay, this is going to be like a hot dog. And it wasn't. When I cooked it, it definitely had more of a sausagey taste versus a hot dog. The length is like those extra long hot dogs you would get to like fit the bun. And it was decent. A loaf of bread that I got at the dollar store, and these fries. Now these were supposed to be steak fries, and as you can see, they're like little chunks of potatoes, but they were decent. And maybe that's just because, you know, I'm pregnant and I crave potatoes, but the kids all like them. I actually used the French fry seasoning from Dollar Tree, and I just popped this all in my air fryer. So I cooked the potatoes for a little bit by themselves because they were going to need longer to cook. Popped the little sausages right on top of them, cooked them for a little bit longer. Good to go. Now, let's see, how many ingredients was that? Potatoes, bread, hot dogs, the French fry seasoning. And then the other ingredient was these veggie straw chips, which I had high hopes for, you guys, but they were just not good. Had no taste, no flavor, just not very good at all. And as you can see, I used the leftover cheese there from the Dollar Tree. Obviously, it doesn't count as an ingredient in this meal, but the boys wanted some cheese on their hot dogs, so I went ahead and just added that on for them. Still sticking with the Dollar Tree theme though, because it was the cheap dollar store cheese. But yeah, we ate it with some ketchup and we were good to go. All right, these videos are going by faster. I just talk way too much. So this next one is going to be a ravioli dish. So I found these raviolis there in the frozen section at the Dollar Tree. Now, you'll see in some of these meals, I opted to buy double the protein. So obviously that cut into my budget of what I could get. But to feed my family, I felt that was the best option. Now, these actually, I think, had 14 per package. So I probably could have got away with just one. And, but I went ahead and got 2 packages of the raviolis. Here I have a thing of the frozen broccoli, which is nice. I mean, frozen broccoli is frozen broccoli. I just put it in the pan with some butter, and this is the bacon and chive seasoning from Sam's. And as you can see there, the raviolis. Now, when I was checking out at the register, the lady who checked me out said she recommended you boil the raviolis, obviously till they're not frozen or whatever, and then to pan fry them a little bit in some butter to give them a little texture, because if not, they're just soft and mushy and, like, I guess not the best. So I took her advice, and to me, it was okay. Not a fan of ricotta, neither is my family apparently. I don't use it. And you know that's typically what's inside a ravioli. But they were decent. The kids weren't, I guess, a fan of the filling, like I said. But for a cheap dollar ravioli, it was decent. So I just did these in a couple batches because I used a smaller pan.
So can I put them out?
And yeah, I'm just pan frying them in some butter. On the other side there, I have the broccoli going, and I'm gonna add this tomato sauce, and that's about it. I think I only used those 4. I guess that's technically 4, so this was $4. I wish I would have bought another box of the garlic toast to go with it. Oh, and here I'm just adding some Italian seasoning. I had it in my pantry. I figured spices and stuff in your pantry are fair game. So obviously that's not included. But if you wanted to, they sell all that at Dollar Tree, their spices and stuff. So this is us just eating it. And yeah, like I said, it was decent. The baby ate it. We ate it. My husband ate it when he came home. There was plenty that came in the package, and I had bought two. So, would we buy them again? Probably not. Just for my family, we didn't prefer the filling. That was it. So, here we are on to the next meal. I'm going to use my air fryer. I just lined it with a little bit of foil. And I got these 2 packages of ribeye steak. Now, it is definitely a small portion. Not family size. Even with 2 of them, it came out decent. But for an individual person, it would probably do well. So I put half of the pack of the peppers and onions. And then I just laid the steak on top, seasoned them up, put some olive oil, and cooked them in my air fryer. And this actually was really good. My husband said this was a keeper. So cost wise, probably not the most cost effective to buy the steak that way because of such small quantity that you get. But steak and peppers cooked in the air fryer with either on tacos or made in a quesadilla like this is definitely a winner. The steak was tender. It came out nicely. Just chopped it up. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely worth the $2. But I think, buying in bulk a little bit, you can get better deals. But if this is all you have, $2, $5 is all you have, by all means, do it this way. Again, here, I'm using that cheap dollar store cheese. I definitely would not recommend that. Definitely get a better quality cheese. But the peppers and onions was great. The steak was great. These tortillas from Dollar Tree were great. They were like a wheat tortilla, but very delicious. We used the whole pack. So yeah, I'm just going to finish cooking them up here on my comal. And I used like a plate, a weighted plate, to kind of weigh them down. And that's it. This was a winner for everyone in the family. Here we are, you guys. This is the last meal and probably just the most easiest classic. It's gonna be basically a spaghetti, but instead of using spaghetti pasta, which they do have at Dollar Tree, I went ahead and went with the penne because I feel like my family will just eat more of it that way. I've noticed when I've made spaghetti lately with spaghetti noodles, it's like my kids are just not eating it. But if I make it with a different fun pasta, they'll eat it a little more. Now, of course, if I was making spaghetti myself, I'd have all kinds of fresh veggies and things that I threw in there. But this is Dollar Tree. We're keeping it simple. So I'm using the spices in my cabinet, which I thought was fair game. So to the sauce, you can use the sauce all by itself. Not a problem. It is a well-known brand sauce. But I just added some Italian seasoning, some garlic powder, and I think I put a little bit of crushed red pepper in there just to go ahead and give it a little bit of flavor. I'm going to boil up the... penne noodles there. And then I got that garlic bread. Now it was kind of frozen together, and I think it's because on my drive home it had started to defrost a little bit. So when I put it back in the freezer when I got home, you know, it kind of like refroze together. Normally I don't have any problem separating them. So Dollar Tree actually had two meatball options. One comes in a red package, which I think is just original, and then one comes in this green package, which is like Italian sausage type. And I cooked my meatballs in the air fryer. Now, we actually didn't like the meatballs too much. Like, they're definitely edible and it wasn't that bad, but not a preference. Probably not something we would just purchase again. Like I said, very cheap meal. Spaghetti in itself is a pretty cheap meal when you buy it at your local grocery store. If you So here I'm just going to test out the noodles. When they're ready, I'm gonna go ahead and drain them and then put them right back in the hot pot. See, when I cooked them in the air fryer, those meatballs kind of plumped up a bit, which was nice. And I went ahead and mixed everything together in one pot because I only had one jar of sauce and quite a bit of noodles. I wanted to make sure everything was coated and we weren't scooping, having more sauce on our servings, and then we'd have a whole bunch of noodles without any sauce for them. So yeah, garlic bread, sauce, meatballs, noodles, like you can't really go wrong with the basic spaghetti. It was good, it was decent. Probably won't purchase the meatballs again. And pasta and sauce, you know, you could get for cheaper somewhere else. Sometimes, like I said, Dollar Tree might not be the most cost effective, but it's definitely doable. So I hope that you guys enjoyed all of these meals. I'm sorry that I talked so much and rambled on. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you liked or you want to try any of these meals, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know which was your favorite or which looked appetizing enough for you to want to try. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.